guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeff. So in this video, we're gonna check out IZNA's newest comeback, METRONOME. I'm very interested to see how they follow up Mamma Mia, but I'm also very scared. I feel like I've built up this kind of expectation in my head. Because if you guys don't know, there has been a switch in their management at Wake 1. From what I have read anyway, there's this new person that came in and she used to be from SM. And there were like some articles that was saying that they would put more into the group. So I'm expecting a lot, I guess, but I should manage my expectation. You know, it's Wake 1 after all. But we'll see. But you know what? I have watched all of IZNA's award show performances. If you guys are interested in those are on my Patreon. I was blown away by everything that they've done. They just kept showing up and they kept showing us what they can do. Their stages were so impeccable and so grand, and their talent just shows. And you know, this is why I like them, because they have all the talents of the world. The sky is the limit for them. And so it just really depends on the type of music, the artistic and visual direction of the group. Okay. There is a Studio Choom as well already, so we're gonna check that out afterwards. Okay, METRONOME music video, let's get to it. Whoa, someone has short hair. She's so gorgeous. Okay. This sounds ethereal. Oh! She looks great with a bob. Yeah! Ooh, beautiful vocals. Wow. Okay. Yo, the blood. Woo. Oh shit. Oh damn! The back band! Oh, we're going for like club music! That back band is crazy! That's a good killing point. Yo, the short hair! Sabi's been wearing that on the award show season 2 though. In some of them. Hey. Yo, the beat. Beautiful. That's cool. Oh my god, love the styling in this like galactic, ethereal place. They look great. Hey. Yeah, definitely club song. Ooh. This song is actually quite melodic. Whoa! Way! In some angles. Woo! In some angles of that, she looks like Felix. Hey! Oh! Yo! Oh my god! Raise it up! Yo, I like the dance. Can't wait to see the Studio Choom. Ooh. Aww. Is that herself? Damn. Love it. I love that like this wasn't the case before. Especially when I first started doing K-pop reactions, it was rare for labels to put the credits at the end of a music video, but it's been more normal recently. And I love that because, again, I keep saying it's not just the artist that deserves the credit. There's a lot of people involved in making these kind of things, and so they deserve the recognition as well. So for those that don't know, metronome is what keeps time in a song or someone singing. Yeah, that's a cool concept. I was definitely one of the few ones that loved Mamma Mia. So many people didn't like that comeback, but I love it so much. I like the beat. I like everything about it. I like the beat. I like the choreo. I like their voices on it. It was really a song for me. And I played that so much on my Spotify. I like this one too. I like club songs. If you guys haven't seen some of my reactions to, I do like club songs because it does remind me of like my clubbing days. It just brings me back. But the thing about this one is like it didn't go crazy. You know, it didn't go too overwhelming and overpowering. And I like that balance because it does have the club vibes, you know, in the instrumentation, but their voices are still very forefront. We didn't get drowned out. We didn't put a lot of effects on their voices to kind of make it more dancey, which is, you know, an art form in itself. But I do like that their vocals are on top. It's very melodic and it's great. It's a great start, you know, like with it being, you know, starting slow and then building up. And then the choreo, they slay it so much. It's perfect for them. So I can't wait to see the studio Choom, which we'll check out in a bit. The outfits are really good too. That galactical type of background, it's very club-like. You know, that's kind of like how you see the clubs after a while, deep into the night. And that killing point is insane. Love it. And this kind of killing point sticks. You know, I feel like this killing point will probably stick more than the Mamma Mia killing point because this is very distinct and it's great for dance challenges. There's a measurement of like how well you can do it, which is actually quite a factor for killing points. You know, like how well can you do that bend? And so like the good thing about that is like people will look to see the choreo, the dance challenges, and see how well people are doing it. So that's actually a really good dance challenge option for the killing point. Song-wise, I think it's a good balance too. Between their other songs, and I think it's in line with something like Sign, you know, like the vocal placements and stuff. I feel like it's a great balance between those songs and also Mamma Mia, because I think what a lot of people like about Mamma Mia is the choreography. It's hardcore choreography. It showed their strength in the choreography aspect, and this one has that too. So it's a great combo. So the feeling of the song is reminiscent, and it's just kind of like a step up from like their older songs, like their earlier songs, and then the choreography aspect, it's difficult enough and it's got amazing lines and stuff, and then so you put the two together and it's a great marriage, right? Okay, let's look at the studio Choom. This I'm really excited about because the choreo looks so good. They don't have a dance practice yet as of this viewing. See, okay, you know what? Are the short hair, they're wigs. Because they all have long hair here. Unless this is extensions? I don't know. Girls, let me know how this works. Because I think in some of the award show season stuff, Sebi definitely had some moments where she had a short hair, and then like in a different stage after that she had long hair, so it did look like it was a wig, the short hair. But let me know which one is real. Is it the wig to make it short hair, or is it a wig, or is it extensions to make it long? I don't know anything about girls' hair, so this is I love it. That was like a whiplash. Okay. Sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, they need to be massive, man. They have everything. Yeah. She sounds so good. Oh, it's heavy. Ooh, I like that vocal placement. I'll pause more and stuff later. It sounds so good. Oh my god, the backbend. There's a lot of backbend. Oh, damn. Yo, let's go, Coco. I need higher, dude. Yeah, it's a fun song. Oh my god, if I or when I listen to this at the gym, I'm gonna feel like I'm at the club. Yeah. Oh, I like that vocal placement. Wow, holy shit, boy, she's gorgeous. Yo! They'll need to stretch a lot, man, before doing this choreo. Cause that back bend is insane. Whoa, whoa! That was so smooth. Yeah. Beautiful. Hey. Yeah. Oh, the hair whips. Beautiful. Ooh, that's like a domino effect. Yes! Woo! Sharp! Love it. Love it. Oh god, the outfit. Like I just realized that they're not boots. They're like part of the bottom. That's cool. I love the styling. I hope, of course, they'll probably do some stages with the black outfits because the black outfits slay. These outfits look amazing too. Holy shit. Huge kudos to Sarang for like wearing these heavy boots. Yo, if you're a dancer and you guys have tried these like big boots, it's so hard to dance in these. One, because the platform is heavy, but at the same time, because the laces are, all the way, it's gonna constrict your ankle movement. So huge kudos to her for being able to dance in these kind of boots. Oh, wait, right, we have the anti-fairies. And then we'll do some this action. Woo! You gotta do that just for like the visuals alone, man. Iconic. Cute. Adorbs. I love these girls. So we'll watch again and then we'll do some pausing so I can comment and stuff. But I love this choreography. It highlights them. This is kind of really one of the things that I have reservations for. Like when you come out of a survival show and then you don't do choreography or songs that do not live up to your standards. But this one does, okay? I just want to say that first and foremost. This one does. That was one of the things about, like, for example, one of their songs after Sign. I forgot what song it was too. I like both the song itself and the choreography itself just didn't do the girls justice. Being a performance channel, I think that you can definitely have easier and just fun songs. 100%. You can. But I think that like earlier in your career, I think that you do need to start. This is just my opinion. When you come off a survival show and then you debut, I think it's quite important that, and this doesn't just apply to IZNA, this goes for all survival shows. I think that when you come out of a survival show, when you put the idols, the trainees through such rigorous training, I think that it sets the standard, right? And so early in your career, I think that it is very important to establish that standard and then build on from that. I think it should be the foundation, you know? So with that said, we've seen the girls. I did react to Island too. If you guys are interested in that, it's on my Patreon. With that, it's just, you put them in such rigorous training. Like from the live singing, the hard choreography, the fast pace. You put them all through that. And then you release a song. I feel like their debut song and then like the one after Sign, I feel like it just didn't do them justice. And I think it is such a misleading thing for management and creative teams to do when you set the standard so high because of the show. Like you put them in such rigorous training with high notes, incredible vocals, and hard choreography, and then you debut them with such like easy or like too generic of a concept. This is just in general, not just particularly IZNA. And it doesn't serve the purpose. It's actually very counterintuitive and almost like a waste of resource, because you put them through a show and you cultivate an audience and fans, right, that are impressed by a certain standard on the show. And those specific fans too will then expect a similar standard outside of the show. And so what happens, these groups debut and release their earlier songs, not just the debut song, and then you give them something subpar or like something generic or something that is like below what they have done on the show. And that is misleading because the producers, the creative teams of the shows, they gave us something to look forward to. These like a certain standard, right? And it doesn't have to be sexy or powerful dark songs all the time, because we've seen time and time and again, bubbly songs can be very well done as well. Like for example, this one, it's a fun song, great choreography, great vocals. This should have been, for example, the standard for their debut song, right? This should have been it. It shouldn't have been anything less. Because like, what is the point of getting the best of the best in a pool of people if you're going to give them something less after the show, right? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to get the best of the people in the industry and then give them songs that are way too easy for them to do. One, it's not creatively fulfilling for the girls or for the boys, whomever. It's not impressive for the fans too. And yes, you will have fans that will like it 100%, like kind of easier songs. There are fun songs like that too. But the idea is to expand your fandom, and how do you expand your fandom? You make the talent viral through performances, and that's, for example, I feel like a lot of K-pop fans do become a fan of a certain someone, a certain idol, say a certain trainee, because they are incredible. So you establish that first in the earlier stages of your career. You establish that first. Again, it doesn't have to be dark, sexy concepts right away. It just needs to be at a certain standard, like this one. And then you can have B-sides that are like easier. For example, like with ENHYPEN, like they release Polaroid Love, Treasures Darari. Twice also has a lot of those kind of songs too that are very, very fun. Apart from like the harder concepts, so you establish a standard first, and then you branch out. But be smart about the branching out also. Like you don't want to kind of flip it too much, right? So yeah, I'm glad that this is great. I think that, something like this should have been their debut song. And I've said that about Mamma Mia as well. A lot of people didn't like that song, but a lot of people love the choreography, but not the song. But this one, I feel like it's a combination of both. So we're gonna watch again and then pause and stuff. I love this position. It's so fashion. Yeah. I love their use of levels. And also just a gorgeous, gorgeous tone from Sarang there. This is a great song because like it starts with just like pretty vocals, and it just is so haunting. It just kind of like draws you in, right? And then it moves into that like dance heavy part of the song. But yeah, with the like this type of stuff that is just so cool to me. I feel like I'm the only one that cares about it. You know, like these kind of levels, you know, like when you're going down, like really go down and commit to it. Because I've mentioned this before, I love dancers, but there are some lazy dancers. I'm not saying particularly in K-pop, but like just in general, I've definitely encountered and have seen lazier dancers that, you know, for example, in this, they wouldn't go fully down and like horizontal on this because it's a quick move, right? And it's a lot to go down there, especially for like tall people. Like for example, Jimin, right? She's tall. There's a lot of taller members here, and so it's even harder for them to just like go do this move, right? If you've ever danced, you guys would know what I'm talking about. It's a chore to like bend all the way down there for like such a short amount of time. But it's these kind of details that make it very, very interesting because it does add levels to it. Yeah, I just love these kind of attention to details. And then like this extension here, oh my god, it's starting to become like a dance analysis. Like this extension here, you know, just using Jungkook as an example, like this kind of reach here. So the move goes down, but then as they go up, there's a kind of push outwards, which extends the move, and then it really allows you to like go up like that. Even if it's like smaller, even if it's like not so in your face, it's there, and it just allows for this bend, that extension, to make the movement just a little bit more interesting. It's so mesmerizing, this choreo. Lots of details, very pretty. I love the tones. They've just been smashing this with the vocals. It's so stable, and even though it's like in a lower register, I love that. I love that kind of vocal placement. Like, for example, Sebi's. That's just so solid. Right, so solid, and it's gonna be easier for the girls to sing too. You know, for example, when they're doing like tours and festivals or award show season, just to, like for them to sing live, it'll be like just such a cool tone. First one, to have a cool tone to like sing at, but also it'll be easier on their vocals. And here too, just such a pretty vocal placement. Like this, oh my god, there's so many backbends. So this is such a beautiful, beautiful imagery, right? When you bend like that, the entire support is gonna be on your lower back. That's gonna do most of the work for this so that you can snap backwards. You would need a lot to do in terms of stretching, you know, just so that you don't hurt yourself when you're like this, especially because it's a fast boom. And then it's so prominent in the choreography with the chorus and stuff. There's a lot of back bending. So stretching would definitely be very, very important in this. But like, again, I love the commitment to the neck, to the head down. And with that, you need to loosen with caution the neck area because it will be better to kind of go like that backwards when your neck can move. When it stiffens, which is kind of usually the case when you do these kind of things, your neck would stiffen to kind of pretend support, but it's actually better to kind of just like make it kind of loose, but with caution again, you know, but like just not stiffen it because it will hurt when you're stiff like that. And it would just be easier to do this backwards when you give it all the way. You know, with like the neck, the head, when you commit to it. When there's a sort of hesitance, it's not gonna work. It's gonna hurt you in the long run. And then here, oh my god, this sequence. Yeah. Like boom. Great line, great commitment, gorgeous. There's a lot of hairography going on too, which I love. Great extension from Jung in there. Yeah, oh my god, like this is so fascinating. Look at the hair. Woo! So here, you know, first you do need to establish the angle of the arm to make it more synchronized, especially when you're like moving it like this and then going backwards. It's so easy to like have it closer here or like way too far. So establishing that like angle is very important right off the bat. It's not hard to establish these kind of things, but it's like these kind of details do matter. So the overall effect would shine, right? Like, this is incredible. Come on. Oh my God. Everybody's killing it. So it's good. This choreo is smart because like after such a rigorous killing point, and then the second part of the chorus is just a little bit easier and just more fun. Yeah, it's got that fun elements, right? Just a little bit easier choreo. It's a great mixture with the hardcore stuff. Hey. Like that the vocals just pop. I love this vocal placement on Jungwon. You know, we're so used to her like having such a big on the higher notes most of the time. And I get it. Like, you know, when you have a range like that, yes, 100% show it off. Like, you know, in the bridge and stuff. But it's great to also give them some notes that are lower, right? Because the belters just get all the belt all the time, and then they don't get an opportunity to do the lower notes, because the idea would just be like, okay, let's just give that to someone who doesn't have the bigger range. But in that case, we completely miss the lower register in these kind of title tracks. So I'm glad that like we're hearing Jungwon in this kind of lower notes as well. That's a gorgeous, gorgeous lower placement, lower vocal placement. I love Mai's like overall styling. Like she looks so sophisticated in this. Great voice too. You know, Sarang's voice lifts here too. Yeah, that's so sassy. Yeah, the lift here, gorgeous. This is gonna be a fun choreo to do for dance challenges. Yeah. Woo! Damn. The metronome part. I see. That's a reference to the metronome. Yeah. Oh, she is so smooth with this. It's so flawless. Like, look. Oh my goodness. That is so smooth. I've never done this before. But it's just so fascinating. So the swivel, it's that the right foot kind of sets some momentum. Was it the right or the left? The left foot. The left foot is giving it momentum for that turn. Yeah, and then, so even though she's like going down here, she needs that pressure to keep rotating. It's one turn, but the thing is like she still needs that momentum, pressure, and energy for the hair whip. It's a delegation of that, actually. You're not delegating that kind of energy in your lower body, you're delegating it into your upper body, into your like neck, so that when you spin, you still have the excess energy into doing this. You can utilize that momentum to whip that hair for it to be smooth, right? Because if you don't allot enough energy there, you're gonna have to do a separate, a restart almost to do that hair whip, and it's not gonna look as seamless because that's the whole effect of it. Right? It's so smooth. So if she didn't have enough energy there, she would do a turn, sit down. It's gonna be choppy, and then do the hair whip, right? Yeah, you know, I like the vocal placements that they're doing here. Like the choreography, so cool. Yeah, the vocal placements, they're all on the lower notes, which is great. And the opportunities for high notes too. Nice bounce. This is like going into like voguing. Woo! Yeah. So this is like a balance thing and levels at the same time with this part, because they are trying to balance that, having that leg up and still have it leveled. Definitely need to work on that too, especially with heels. You know, is that kind of getting used to and finding where your center position is so that you can stabilize yourself. Otherwise, you know, if for example you're practicing with like sneakers and then suddenly you have to be on heels to do this, you're gonna like topple over. So I can even imagine them like having some practices with heels just to be able to do this, because it's a totally different calibration of center of gravity. When I used to dance a lot, for example, like we've been practicing with sneakers and then suddenly we have to be in dress shoes, for example. So there are certain moves that I would just try to do. Like you don't have to kind of do the entire choreography. Of course, you know, it'd be great to do a dance rehearsal 100%, but for those days that you don't have time to do a dance rehearsal with the costumes, you would know at that point which movements or sequences that you would need to just try with the new shoes. So in this case, it would be like those kind of balancing stuff. You'd need to just kind of run through that balance move with heels. Like when you're trying on clothes, for example. And then, for example, it feels like, oh, it's too thin. The heels are too thin. Okay, stylist, wardrobe person, let's change the shoes because I can't do this move. It's gonna, like, I'm gonna topple over. So or like it's not stable enough, this specific heel. Like the height is fine, but like the specific heel is not stable enough. So let's try a different heel. So you would have those kind of things as well to worry about with the with wardrobing and stuff. But this is cool. Like this is a cool effect. The domino. So it was first Sarang and Mai, and then Jungin and Coco, and then Sebi. And then last one is Jimin. That's cool. Love that. Very structured too. Yeah, here. Ooh, so good. Hey. Ooh, that's cool. That's like one of those dance movements that would get a replay on like Mnet, you know, when they're performing, and then they kill it with that, and they just replay it in like three different reactions. That's a really good moment because it's like it goes into a sharper moment because it was like boom, 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 bah, and then with like the facial expressions, which is so cute. They do this like high head isolation, neck isolation, so good. Like Jimin just kills it every time, like this. Like great control, beautiful. Okay, I like this comeback. I was so worried at the beginning. I was like, oh my god, is it gonna be like not up to my taste? Like, of course, you know, so music is subjective. You know, with anything, music. A lot of people may like it. You know, for example, Mamma Mia, which I really love. So many people didn't, right? So, I mean, it was kind of risky. But I hope the fandom likes the song. I think the choreography makes it better, 100%. Because the song is like just one part of it, right? And then the choreography part is like another thing. And so I'm glad I like both. I think with the vocal parts, what I like about the most, the vocal parts, the music part is like they give the song allows them to do like lower notes, which I do like. Because in lower notes there's a little bit more kind of texture in that space. When you go higher up into belts and stuff, sometimes those textures and those kind of like mannerisms in the vocals, they usually get lost because of the technique, or like because of the processing, or like just because it's a high note, you know. But still at the same time we do get pretty layers in the vocal aspect, and also we still get like that high note from Jungin. And then, yeah, the choreography, I think it's a great combination. It's interesting. There's some harder movements in there. And then there's fun movements too. So it's a great combo. Again, if you guys are interested, I have reacted to pretty much all of their award show season performances. Those are on my Patreon, link is down below. All right, thank you guys so much for watching with me today. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, do like and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any content from me. And if you'd like to see more exclusive reactions, I do have a Patreon, link is down below.